Ta-da!
Hello, hello.
Where did the time go?
Hello.
Choop, 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 choop. What kind of sound was that? That's awesome.
Okay.
Tamlin. I pulled a Tamlin coming back from the break. That's fine. I just wanted to let everybody know, hey, we need like 5 minutes. We spend an hour talking and, come on now. Everybody needs a break every now and then. But the first thing I want to get out there after coming back from the break, if you follow YouTube or Reddit or anything, people have dubbed it the copyright apocalypse. YouTube went through and flagged a whole bunch of gaming videos, and it really hit the people that are trying to build gaming communities. It really hit them hard because this is kind of what they do, and game companies should be appreciative of their efforts. But I understand copyright law is a complicated thing, and sometimes there's just bureaucracies involved. There was a link that Maggie posted regarding PlanetSide 2 videos and such, and she linked directly to the SOE page about that, and I want to link it and show you guys so that if you're curious, if you want to make videos like we're doing, this is the place where you're going to want to go and look. And I think that based on the interactions I've had with our community that watch the EverCast show, they're going to want to be creating their own videos. So just go bear with me here as I bring up that webpage so that you guys can all look at it. And up at the top, you can see the link. It's www.soe.com/player-direct. And looking at the first sentence, it says exactly what you want to hear. We love to share your videos. They want to create videos that include game content, and you can edit those games and you can upload them. And these are the rules that they would expect you to follow. So with that said, we can put that issue away and hopefully never have to deal with that again. But I thought it was...
I promise that our videos have never been flagged by SOE. They've only been flagged by weird, African companies who think they own a sound. So far, anyways. But yeah.
We own that voice that Flattus did.
Yeah, right.
We own his voice.
Because seriously, it's like an algorithm that captures it, or I guess there's a mix between automatic and people actually saying they had something right. YouTube automatically does some of the recognition, and then the other content providers do the opposite.
And honestly, if you just petition YouTube,
yeah,
most of the time they'll just let it go. It's not. It sucks. It does suck. It's a big thing right now. I feel for anybody that's on YouTube trying to make content videos based on video games, or even if that's your living. I know a lot of people are Trendane's trying to, break out into that, and there's a lot of us in the community that do a lot of YouTube stuff. It's hard. It's really hard to do that, especially on video.
I give huge props to anybody who can do YouTube. We do a live show, and that's enough. But having to edit 2-3 videos a week, editing takes so much flipping time, to narrate it and all it's
imagine the people that do that stuff for a full-time living.
Exactly.
People like Total Biscuit and Jesse Cox and those people on there, and they make video game YouTube videos. That is hard work. That is a lot of editing, and especially Total Biscuit, who does previews of games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, that's hours of sound and editing, and maybe having to go back and reshoot something that you wanted to show and it didn't come out right because you didn't. I agree. I feel for him.
Or because you had your mic muted.
Oh yeah, that too.
We own the silence. Oh gosh. So when we left off, we were on the round table, but we only did one question, right?
Right,
So
and there's one more, and we kind of opened the show with it. But here, is there official questions and their official answers? Unofficially. For content that requires multiple players to complete, such as dungeons, how would you like to group up? Answer number 1, I only want to complete small group content with pre-formed groups. Answer number 2, I want the option to complete small group content with pre-formed groups or to be randomly matched up with other players. Number 3, the game should create groups based on matched user preferences or content needs. And then number 4, I don't have a preference.
I don't think whoever comes up with these questions has a lot of knowledge in polling. Because the third answer is a total cop-out. Like, that doesn't say anything. We don't even know anything. How are we supposed to answer that? I don't know. I'm sorry. Rant. I'm with the third answer, which is the game should create groups based on matched user preferences or content needs. Whatever that means.
I don't know. Can we have another option? Just give me another.
Yeah, make it up.
Didn't Kylist have, didn't you say something about, wouldn't it be nice if they had a fill-in-the-blank type thing where you could
I did.
write it in and then vote that way?
Yeah, and since they don't go A, B, C, D, usually I say pick C when you don't know the answer, but they didn't even give us that. Jerks.
Right.
No, I think it'd be fantastic if they either A, B, C, D, so we can pick C when we don't know, or if they could I'd like a mix of. Give me the option of I'd like a mix of these, even if I can't write it in.
I guess that's why we do
That'd
this
be
show.
badass.
Why we do the forum, and why they read the comments on the official forums, and why they read Reddit, and why they read the tweets, and look at what people are saying. So even if you don't have an answer that is one of their answers, that if it's a good answer that turns on a light bulb over their head, that they'll probably get that message. As for my answer, I think I went over it a little bit earlier, but I don't mind magically created groups, not preformed groups, as long as the game demands it. If the game isn't really that sort of demanding of a game of preformed groups, then don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. I'm okay with whatever they just. I think I'm gonna high five Tanlin. I think what Tanlin said is perfect.
Well,
I'm more on the side of I want little things and upvotes for hey, this guy was fun to group with. He was a nice guy. Showed me the ropes. I want to be able to to thumbs up or do something or star that person and say, hey, listen, this guy helps. I think recognition for people like that.
right.
We always focus on the people that are jerks and ninja something and leave group and we're we need to downvote that guy, block him.
Yeah.
We never take time just to say, hey, I want to SOE point out the guy that took his time to say, hey, this is how you do this boss fight and this is the mechanics for it. No, hey guys, there's a secret wall over here. It's got some secret a secret boss in there you don't always know. But where's that button? Where's that promote this person and MVP that guy? I want to see that.
That's an awesome idea.
A rating system for players.
Yeah,
It can be abused, but I agree.
I mean, if it's a preformed, only if it's a group that's not preformed by you and your friends. If it's a magic group and you get that magic group together and it's all right, well, this is a random people. That's when you get the voting option.
League of Legends does that now. They added that too after the match. You can
right. No, League of Legends has had has had their what do they call it? The player Tribunal. They've had that in place, and one of the only reasons I wanted to experience League of Legends is because I wanted to see I wanted to become a member of the Tribunal and see what it was like.
You wanted to face the Tribunal?
No, other way around. I wanted to judge people. I wanted to be you said what? Punish you.
Feeder Tanlin.
Right. No, but I think that's it's an important tool to have in that toolbox, is to be able to, for players to be able to report and some sort of feedback system. And I don't know if there's a perfect system in place, but I think that the Tribunal one is a good one. Especially when, and I've talked about this before, where there was a huge paid professional tournament of League of Legends players, and right before the event, Riot Games came on their official forums and said that this team is disqualified and this is why. And then it showed their whole laundry list of what they said and how many times they had been reported. And I think that, hey, that sends a message. If you want to play our game, you have to play by certain rules. And we all play like that when we're dealing with one another in person. Hey, I don't like the way you're playing. I don't want to play with you anymore. I'm going to tell my friends, hey, dude, that guy's a jerk. Why do we want to play with him? And I think that having one of those tools in place is important. And it seems like we just kind of went on a tangent, but
That's okay. It's after hours.
No,
I'll allow it.
I agree. But I think there needs to be two sides of that coin. I think we need to have the button that says I don't want that guy's a jerk, but also we need to have the other side with
exactly,
because we need to promote people and say listen, that guy's a hero for me in EQN, and I even if it's something like that guy gets a special little tabard that has a big thumbs up on it or something. I don't care. Give him something. Enough people like you. Just say hey.
If they incentivize it, if they make achievements based on it, there might be gaming. There might be gaming the system, where players are abusing the system trying to get rewards. But it also might incentivize the system like it's meant to.
Exactly. There's always going to be your outliers who kind of go against the grain, as long as it's not.
Run this dungeon, or just run this dungeon 50 times and collect a +1 star to achieve a title or something like that.
Honestly, it would be cool if. Maybe just a positive rating system. If you want to report a player, that just goes to their CS team or that goes to the GMs. Well, not even put that power in the hands of a player. Just be able to commend people, and then that does the same thing.
Think about if it if affected your grouping. All right, well, people that were more positive got grouped with positive people, and people that were more negative were grouped with negative people.
Yeah.
Don't you think that would change the mind of people that were negative to see, wait a minute, I keep getting crapped up with, I'm a jerk, and I keep getting mixed up with jerky people. What's going on here?
Hey, Flattus,
I should change my attitude.
If I might ask you a question, you've played Warcraft before. What faction did you play?
I was Horde.
Did you ever play Alliance at any level for any amount of time?
Yeah, of course.
Did you ever notice a difference between the Alliance community and the Horde?
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's not just me imagining it. Which was the more cooperative and friendly of the two?
I would play Horde mostly, so that would give you my answer. I felt Horde was. I don't know if if people thought them to be the bad guys, and I got more adults on that side because they seemed more aggressive and evil looking. I don't know what it was, but I found that there were nicer people on the Horde side than there were on
that's
the Alliance
weird.
side. I
found that, in general, the Alliance, when they formed, they were the afternoon dad, playing a couple hours every evening. They were the stay-at-home mom who wanted to play for a couple hours. That was the Alliance players, and it was funny because they were naturally. And again, I have no facts to back this up. This is me just playing around. My own
observations, and you know what? To be honest with you, I've played on different servers too, and I found that on different servers it's different things. I found servers where the Alliance side was friendlier than the Horde side. I feel that it could be. I think it just depends on server and who groups on what side. I think it's based on chance. I think we could poll people separately per server and say my server, the Alliance, is better than the Horde. And if you did it per server, it would be 50-50 straight down the line.
Well, I think that one of the things that Blizzard obfuscates, and I think that it's important for them to do that, is that when you queue for LFR and when you download OQ, which is an add-on that allows you to do grouping with people across servers. It doesn't let you know how far out it's looking, because there used to be World of Warcraft. You had your server, and then you had your battle group, which and battle group was just the data center. So all of the Dallas, Texas servers were in one battle group, so that when you did battlegrounds that were across server, it was still in the same battle group. So it basically was a performance thing. But as they've developed this technology, they've expanded it so that in theory you can group with anybody on any of their servers, but they don't tell you if you queue for an LFR, is it just in your battle group? And then people have speculated that, okay, well, it's only in your battle group unless you've been in the queue for more than 10 minutes. And then after 10 minutes, it increases the radius of which it's looking for other players. So you don't really know if your community that you're playing with is your local server community, if you're your battle group community, or if you're with the whole World of Warcraft players community.
In patch 5.2, they removed battle groups.
They say that, but you can still, when you queue for a battleground, you find players from certain places more often than you don't, depending on what server you play on. And again, this is just anecdotal. All I can say is it feels like when I'm playing on Emerald Dream, I see more players from Tyke. whatever that server is.
Trichondrius.
Right. When I play on Emerald Dream, I see more people from that server than I do from other servers. Now, does that mean that there are more players, or just that
It could.
Right, or more players that PvP are on that server, therefore I will see them more often?
That's a possibility.
Trichondrius and Emerald Dream are probably the merged servers.
Emerald Dream hasn't merged with anybody so far.
I said probably. Like as in they're probably going to merge those two.
But anyway, so that
Anyways.
was just going into that whole idea of that community, and it was interesting that we've had these observations that this community is more helpful and cooperative than this community, and what factors might go into that.
Yeah. I just want to.
So are we going after this?
I feel like I totally crashed it on a
Are we going to
tangent.
go into grouping? Grouping mechanics can cause communal differences and conflict.
I don't remember where I read it. I can't remember what game it was going to do it, but there was a game that what it was intentional to do that said like people that were considered trolls would have been grouped, like how it was going to work would keep them grouped with other trolls. Like, and I think that's something I'm not saying like we're like troll specifically, but don't be a jerk. Like if you're going to be a jerk, you should be grouped with other jerks and just live on Jerk Island and play with all the other jerks. And just with your jerky swords and your jerky moves and just have a jerk time. Eat jerk chicken.
Maybe they should take lessons from Will Wheaton.
Yeah, the Will Wheaton's law.
So
what is his lesson? Don't be a dick.
Yeah, just don't do it.
I want to know, have you guys had a landmark dream yet, or an EQN dream yet?
Yes.
I haven't.
How about you, Endoran?
What's that?
Have you had a dream about EverQuest Next or EQN landmark yet?
I don't think so.
I had my first landmark dream. It was a few days ago. Man, I was like fighting it out with somebody, like telling them that they were wrong, that they needed to build it this way. And I spent like 3 hours and my build got corrupted or something. And then I woke up. So maybe it was a landmark nightmare. We could hashtag that maybe. I don't know. I've always been one of those people to go to bed thinking about things, so I
there you go. That's tomorrow's question of the day. What's your landmark nightmare?
What is your landmark nightmare or dream?
Yeah, or dream. That's true.
I just figured I'd ask, see what you guys.
My dream is something evolving out of landmark with the tools that they give us. That is the next this. Hey, oh my goodness, this is the next big thing. All because the developers trusted us and understood that their players want the same tools that they have.
Yeah, which is phenomenal. It's hard to imagine. I'm just ready for a few months to pass by so I can actually get in the game and play.
76 days? Something like that?
76 days.
Is that the countdown?
No, I'm not counting. I'm not counting. No. So, speaking of, really quick, one of the things that we wanted to talk about was, hey guys, if you are still looking for a Christmas present, they opened it up. You can actually gift the game now.
They did?
Didn't you tell me that they did?
Yeah, they did.
They did. And that, you know what? That was in the notes, that one of the things that we were going to talk about in the EverCast news.
That's what I just
said.
Sorry,
my fault. I was new to it.
But yeah, I think, they did that first video and it was like you could upgrade your account, and then they were working on and being able to gift it. Now you can gift it. So if you have friends that might be interested in the game, or if you have family members, go for it.
Or if, Flattus is, I like gifts.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say you could gift it to Trendane. It could be a stocking stuffer to go with his new computer.
There you go.
Did he get one? Fantastic.
Yeah. He posted a whole bunch of pictures.
He did an unboxing.
Oh, that's what it was. It was a YouTube. It was a YouTube unboxing. Yeah. That's how geeky we are. We watch people do their unboxing of their new computer components, and we're like, "Oh my goodness, that's so awesome!"
No. You want to hear geeky?
Sure.
Ask what my husband got me last year for Christmas.
What? Talon,
Alright,
what'd you
what?
get Kai for Christmas?
It was it was either computer components or a new computer, or is it your video card?
He got me a case and computer components. The year before that, a laptop. The year before that, a laptop.
Hold on.
He's gonna grab like a stack of laptops.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. No, my Christmas present is in that Newegg box right there. Right there.
But see, the thing is that when you're using Skype, right, it reflects it, so you can't read anything that I'm holding up. It shows it backwards.
I swear to God, it's a Newegg box. It goes in my computer. We're so nerdy.
That's cool. That is cool though. Like that's nice.
One of these times he should completely surprise you and have something nice and shiny inside the Newegg box.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. That'll be the day.
Oh, another question. What did you guys think about the live stream? My favorite part was going from the first tool that she was using and being like, wow, this game is gonna suck. And then she brings up that giant, massive 519 epic damage pickaxe. And then the ground just starts blowing up like dynamite in it. I was like, yep. This is I showed my friend, and my friend is very cynical about games nowadays. And he said, "This is going to be probably the game that gets me back into gaming." After he saw that footage, like, it's powerful stuff. I cannot wait. What was your favorite part of the stream?
I have two, and actually there were two. The excitement for me are things that make me ask questions, because those questions are things that I'm like, oh, I want to know. And I tweeted them out, and I always take it when the developers don't answer my tweets. It's not that they don't like me. It's probably that they can't answer or they don't have an answer. But I'll share those two questions that I had. The first one is that you saw that when Pentapod was doing her harvesting with the big pick, she was alone. And my first MMO was Vanguard, so I always look back to that game. And in Vanguard, harvesting was a group project. When you built your big, gigantic guild hall, it was a guild effort. Everybody was like, okay, show up on this time of day because we're going on harvesting runs, and you're going to spend the next hour just kind of leisurely harvesting granite. And so that was one of my questions, is are you going to be able to have a group type option available for harvesting that would increase the yield?
Like a loot split or something?
Right.
Maybe? That would be bomb.
And then the second thing is that if you listen to Terry Michael, one of the things he says is, if you want to build an awesome bookcase, you have to find the recipe, or you have to find an awesome bookcase. And my question with that regards was, well, where would we find a bookcase? Because the only biomes that we've seen so far are like jungle and desert and snowy. Are we going to have like a ruin biome where there's a whole bunch of ruins lying around? Are we going to have like a village biome?
Yeah.
There's the clip where it shows the temple. I mean, that big temple.
Yeah,
is
That's
pretty
player
impressive.
made, but yeah.
But if we're going to be able to see a bookcase and learn how to copy it, is that one of the things that we're going to be able to learn to do? Because I think that would be awesome.
There is a copy tool, right? Like,
No, but he's learning learning a recipe. Like, if I go to somebody's build and I see something that they have, can I learn the recipe to craft that from them? Like, how do we get the recipes?
Right, and that's what they suggested in the live stream. That's one of the things, that you would find something really cool and you might be able to learn how to copy it by finding it. It's one of those encouraging exploration.
that would make sense. I mean, if let's go back to the whole Minecraft landmark thing. I mean, let's say if I'm digging, right, and I happen upon ruins, and there's a bookshelf down there, and I'm the one that sees that bookshelf, I should be able to, like, all right, right click, and it's like I learned the measurements to make this bookshelf. I'm bookshelf man now. Now I've discovered this bookshelf. And I should be able to learn how to make that, especially if it's like a cool design or like a rare bookshelf. Like, that'd be kind of cool. I'd be in for that.
Yeah, that'd incentivize exploration too. Big
There you go.
They did say, so we can confirm that there's going to be like in-game ways to sell stuff. Like, I can open up a shop, they said, and sell my items or something without using Player Studio for station cash. So we could see like group markets pop up and stuff like that. That could be really cool. But what if, since there's the underground areas, what if as you dig, you uncover those little temples or the areas where the mobs are or something, and that's where you find a lot of the mobs. It's where you find treasure chests, and treasure chests have your loot. I mean, that's very possible too. Kind of forget about that aspect a little bit because we've never seen any monsters.
That aspect, and there are different levels. So the deeper you go, it's like archaeology, right? You get the cooler, rarer. Well, I imagine that there will be things. I don't know about in Landmark though. I mean, in EQN, I know they plan it.
Right. Well, my whole thing is that and I'm basing this off of my own interpretation. I might be way off, but it's not. It's going to be like one of those things where that little prop book that they had, where you have all of those things in there that you can just grab and place, not your voxels, but your other props that you can use. It's like that book isn't going to be full of stuff when you first log into the game. You're going to have to learn things and then put them in there. And that, I mean,
I want to see crafting.
Oh, that was my third big question. What is what is the crafting? Is it going to be point and click, or is it going to be a crafting system that encourages its own strategy, its own tool set? Because again, Vanguard and EverQuest 2 had completely different, but at the same time, very complex crafting systems that you weren't just pointing and clicking. And I always loved that.
I would actually like to see. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say I did notice one thing that seemed to spur a little debate from the live stream. Saw it Reddit. A few things was the fact that they had said that there wouldn't be any breakdown of your tools, that they wouldn't age or get broken.
No durability.
Like that. Yeah, durability, and that a lot of people started talking about that.
Yeah, I think that we posted that as one of our little teasers on our scroll bar at the bottom, that even without any sort of knowledge of the game, that people are already writing, or they're having a lot of complaints about like the durability of equipment.
So
no, there should be durability, I think. To a point, right? Like you can repair it. Maybe I don't know. I hate in Minecraft that it breaks and it's gone forever.
Can I
just make it so it's unusable, right?
Can I enchant it like in Minecraft and get unbreaking on it, and then I don't have to worry about it?
Yeah, that would be cool too. I don't know.
There you go.
I think didn't they say that they're still working on it, that they want to implement it, but they're not sure how yet? Because that's what I heard. I heard that they don't want you to get stuck underground. That yes, it won't decay to a point where you'll be able to get the hell out of the ground. But other than that,
happened to me.
Yeah, see, I don't know. Like, we don't even know about like the in-game currency in the game.
That didn't look like gold. Did you see what was that at the bottom of the little image? It showed a little coin. It said like 176, or there's like a currency value. It looked like on each pickaxe they showed. But that was not a platinum. That was not a gold piece from what I could see. That was something totally different. We might be getting a whole new type of currency in this game. Chocolate
coins.
Yeah, so
I'm down with chocolate coins.
But what are you going to be able to buy with those chocolate coins other than amassing wealth and buying other stuff from other people? Because again, like in other games, the whole durability is just a money sink. Money is constantly being generated and coming into the game, and so to try and hold inflation down, you have to have avenues for money to exit the game. And so, what do you do?
Well, one of the arguments on Reddit, and this spawned 3 or 4, threads on Reddit, had to do with crafting and making tools for people that were more durable, or that it would eliminate a whole section of that sort of thing, what crafters make, as far as tools go.
I want to see. I mean, we had a crafting episode, didn't we? I think we did EverCraft or something like that. But we talked about it, and I think we were all sort of in favor of crafters being the center of everything. Like, they should be the ones really motivating the economy. They should be the ones being able to provide the nearest, most powerful stuff, other than maybe like a dragon or something like that. Like, you should have to rely on other players to craft and make it fun. But I mean,
we're talking about a game where essentially you're digging, building, and
digging.
Creating.
Exactly.
I mean, the whole game is essentially crafting and
but also,
exploration.
You can sell your builds though. Like,
that too.
I guess that would be a way you sell your builds without having it to be on Player Studio.
It could be maybe
there is in-game currency.
Yeah, I see. In-game currency.
So, but here's the thing: is like, what do you do with that currency? Because from one point of view, it's like I don't like if I want to be a builder, and that's one of the things I want to do. I want to build things. It's like, well, how much of my time do I have to then spend harvesting the resources? And then like, oh, well, now I have to harvest more than what I need because I have to be able to sell some of it to repair my gear so that I continue doing what I really want to do, which is just build stuff. And you know.
That is interesting. Unless that money's used somehow. I don't. That's a good question. I have no idea what money would be used for in a game where you go out and build and explore and dig things up.
Well, yeah, on a free-to-play model, that does make it interesting. I know in EVE they have Plex, and you can use it to pay your subscription, but on a free-to-play model...
That bothers me about Landmark, because I do want it to still be sort of a game that you have to sink time into to get the really cool stuff. I worry about what they're going to sell. Like PlanetSide 2, you can buy every single weapon in the game if you don't want to, spend time to earn it. You can still get it in-game, but I don't want to see that. Have you guys seen Trove and how they're monetizing that right now? It's just all appearance gear. And I think Rift is mostly all appearance gear too. Like, I really want to see that come for Landmark. I don't want to be able to buy like a Tiki statue to put in my house really for real money. It's so easy to monetize that, but I don't want it to happen. I'd rather you monetize like, they're making commission off every single player studio item sold, right? So if you have like, I guess, thousands of players selling their items and buying it for real life cash, that's instant money that Sony has nothing to do with. They're the banker. That's all they are, is the banker, and they're making money. Like, that's a big way to monetize the game. Appearance is a huge way to monetize the game. We all have to spend a little money to look good. I was watching Toberin play Dota 2, man. The kid spent like $30, sorry, maybe more, on like a loading screen item and stuff like that. Like stuff that has no impact on anything at all. Like people love to spend money on this stuff.
Oh yeah, people spend
I
money.
want to see that monetized. I don't.
Do you know how much people have dropped hundreds upon hundreds of dollars for what is it, Hearthstone?
Yeah.
And people
but you
were
can buy the
dropping
packs in that. Like that's an actual in-game item. That's not really appearance,
that's
a gameplay mechanic.
But people were dropping loads of money. Like they needed all the epics. Like I need all golds and epics. Like they were just dropping. And then people are like, "How much money you spend?" You're like, "You don't even want to know." Like if you get to the point where you're like, "You don't want to know how much money I spent on this game," that's a lot of money.
I've spent a lot of money on PlanetSide 2. A lot of money. I don't even
spent a lot of money in World of Warcraft.
Oh, yes.
There you go. I think we've all.
It's funny, and that's not even just the subs. It's like doing a server transfer in a race switch, and then
buying pets or mounts that they have now outside the game that you.
I have a character that started Horde. She went Horde, then Alliance, then back to Horde, then back to Alliance. And I have two other characters that were Horde, then went to Alliance. And both of those were faction and server transfers. So
you spent about $200 on like moving characters around?
That's not
to raid.
Yeah.
They're taking a huge risk on making this game. I want them to really take a risk. I want them to take a risk to not only change what an MMO can be, but how it's monetized completely.
It's really easy to say like, I want them to take a risk.
It's true.
When it's not you taking a risk.
But they've shown it can work in PlanetSide 2. Like, that's a very emergent model. Like, yeah, you can buy the game things, but for the game design, like, it's not a grind to get to a max level or something,
I agree. Like,
they all compete with each other.
Look at Path of Exile. That game, all they sell is everything is based off looks. It's all appearance items. Like it changes the color of portals or the way spells look. Like spells, like there's no difference between the way I cast a firebolt versus where you cast a firebolt. The only difference is your fire is green now because you spent the $10 to make a green fire instead of normal red fire.
So the game.
I would totally pay that kind of money to get that kind of
see, there you go. Like, and people
on
love
my characters.
That would be awesome, especially if you do the micro detail like that. Because how much stuff they can monetize.
Put Andor and talk.
I was gonna say, did you see what Furburger put up? He says, "I once spent 40 hours on a queue for J boots in EQ1. If I could have spent $100 instead, it would have been done."
See, what the hell are J boots?
J boots
J-
are pretty much the boots to have
Boots
for
of the
speed.
boots of the journeyman. You go really fast with J boots.
Yeah, they even brought
And
it
there
into
were no
EverQuest
there
too.
were no mounts. You ran everywhere, so that was like a big thing.
At the time, yeah.
J boots were the Air Jordans of
EverQuest.
They were.
But we started talking about an in-game currency, and we kind of shifted to the out-of-game currency. And
Sure.
I just want them and I'm not talking about EverQuest Next. I'm just talking about Landmark. And when it comes to like maintaining an economy in Landmark,
the game where you build.
I think that they have to be a little bit more, you want them to take risks, but I want them to protect the new player, the player that is like, oh, I heard about this, I saw this, and I want to come in and do it. I want them to, so that there isn't like huge money sinks in maintaining your gear, and that there's not like a huge cut in a marketplace auction house where, if one person is selling and I'm buying it, I don't want them to be just taking a huge chunk just to get money out of the game. I want them to make it.
Yeah.
I want them to make it
agree.
creator friendly, because the more creator friendly you have, the more creators you have, and the more epic stuff we'll see.
I agree. I agree. I would
What
like
if-
to see, if it's anything, like if those coins mean anything, I would like those coins just to transfer to something like, all right, it's this much in station cash, but if you've done achievements and we get
Oh,
those
man.
coins through achieving things or building specific things, and like, oh hey, you killed 10 spiders today, here's some coins. Like, or you've mined up 100 things. Here's 100 coins, and we can use that and say, instead of it, it translates like, oh, okay, good. I can use 100 coins to buy the brick color that I want. That changes the color of my bricks to my house that I need, and that's
Right. So you're saying like a real in-game currency to be able to buy and something that
swaps it.
right, exactly.
Yeah,
So
I
you
can
want to be
use
able to buy
station cash,
materials.
or I can use this.
No,
Not materials, appearance. Like I can say,
But the
Yeah, I
painter's
think that's a good
material
idea.
based.
yeah. Well, let's say they lock off the palette. You
So,
get basic colors.
a quick question: have we covered all of the roundtable topics that we wanted to?
Yep, I think so.
Yep.
I think we're all
Pretty
caught
sure.
up.
Okay,
Yeah,
so me. I want to take over for a minute.
All yours.
Yay!
I just gave
Okay,
it to her, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, it was such a bad idea. Huge mistake. So, I want to go back to SOE Live because we were all talking about it, and there's a huge conversation about it in chat, and so let me just say that if you have the money and you are able to travel to SOE Live, please go, and I'm going to tell you why. Because when Tanlin started talking about SOE Live, I was like, whatever, I don't really want to go. I was like, I'd rather go to BlizzCon. I'm not kidding. And I was gonna stay home. And a ticket was given to me by somebody that was on the city council or whatever for the games. And I went and I was like, oh God, these people are going to be snobby and stuck up and they're not going to take the time to talk to you. And I just really had this impression that I was going to hate it. And no, not at all. I mean, fangirlness aside, my fangirl kind of came from SOE Live. I wouldn't like the things about Sony that I like about Sony had I not have gone to SOE Live. And I think it's SOE Live that's really, yes, Dragon Monk, that was my first one. They really, it genuinely makes the experience of their video games way better
Yeah, it
when
does.
you've attended SOE Live. So I think it's this layer of something that you miss if you don't go.
They're completely open. I mean, we've talked about some of the experiences that we've had. There was nothing like it. First being in Vegas was amazing. All right, I'll admit my first time in Vegas, but just how open the developers are. You can go up and talk to them, and they will talk to you. Like Felden introduced me to Candor, who is, I guess, the lead game designer on EverQuest 2, And like I haven't even played EverQuest 2 in a while, and he just started talking to me about all these things that I used to play with it and how Illusionist works and what I liked about the Illusionist and all these things. And he spent a long time with me, and I wasn't even a current player. Like, they're all fantastic guys. Every single staff member I met that worked for Sony was open, really friendly. They just made you feel at home, like part of a community. It was nice.
Yeah, it was really neat. Everybody that I met that worked for Sony was like I expected like this kind of rushed feeling with them, like the I'm getting so much feedback in my headphones. Okay, so like I expected this like really rushed feeling from them, and where they wouldn't like they want to talk to you, but they really don't want to talk to you. Like they talk to you for a few seconds, and they're like, "Oh, we have to go." It wasn't anything like that. They genuinely wanted to stop and talk to you, and they were clearly late for something, and they clearly didn't care that they were late for those
We
things.
ambushed.
Like they'd put it
Remember
off
when
for
you
a few
ambushed
minutes
Dave?
if it meant getting to talk to a fan. They were just so genuine and so polite, even in the times that they really just needed to GTFO. I mean, and they're all kind of friendly and huggy. I mean, God, don't get too close to Dave and he hugs you. It's really kind of funny. He's very like, oh my God, hi.
He has that big smile on his face. He's just like, yeah.
Yeah, at one point in time, though, I felt like, oh my goodness, is this a vacation for them, or is this where they're working 12, 16-hour days, running around instead of just working in their office? Because I saw, Maggie Luperza, she was running one of the in-game tournaments for real money. And then as she did some announcing on stage, like she came and she sat down, she got in the Twitch channel and she talked with some people, and then she tweeted, and then she went right back into talking with players there. And I was like really appreciative of the amount of time and energy that they were putting into really, making this event, which is supposed to be them connecting with their players, like how much they weren't doing it for lip service. They really bought into this. And
Are you talking about Perfect Storm?
I think so.
Yeah.
The purple hair girl with the ears?
Yes, I respect.
Oh my God, that poor
She's
woman.
been in chat.
She was so
tonight.
busy all the time. Oh, really?
Yeah, she was talking. There she is.
Yeah. Hi.
Oh my God, is that her?
I'm sorry, I'm talking like she's not here.
Oh, you know what? We had no freaking idea.
That is her.
Oh.
Excuse me. Hello. This is Flattus. I'm adorable, and I give great bear hugs. And if you didn't know, I like to make voices. So you'll find me at FLATTUSS on Twitter. Say hi.
No idea that she was in channel.
Done, guys.
You know what? I had no idea that that was. Yeah, I wanted to meet her, but she was so busy.
Yeah, no, and busy in a bad way, but it just really made me appreciate. Made me appreciate all of the effort that they were putting into it. It really made for an awesome experience. It went from me being like a fan of SOE to really buying into it. Like they really, they're just as committed as us volunteering our time to do podcasts, and that's great to see.
I went in a skeptic, and I came out wanting to work for them. Like genuinely wanting to work for them. Like if I had to volunteer my personal time and not get paid, the way they handled things, I really wanted to work for the company. I mean, I still want to work to the company, but I don't have the skills that they look for. But that's how important I think it is for a player of any SOE game to go to SOE Live.
Totally agree. You guys should second tickets go on sale. You should grab them up quick because it did sell out last year.
I will say this, like I didn't even go.
It did sell out,
but the amount.
Yeah, it did.
Like I didn't even get to go, but I could say like Perfect Storm follows me on Twitter. Like I have more people at SOE follow me than I know people in real life. Like I have, and it's so cool. Like they just sit there and they talk to you. Like and even Omid said it earlier. Like that's the core value of their company. Like taking time to talk to their fans. Like I never understood that. Like I've gotten in touch with Omid. He's talked to me like through DM on Twitter. Like they are so nice that I want to go to SOE. I wanted to go to BlizzCon just because you hear BlizzCon's cool, like, oh, why is it cool? Like, you see the games. Like, I never heard them say like, oh, I met this developer and I talked to them. Like, I never hear that.
Yeah, it's huge. There's no way they could talk to everybody.
You'll never get it.
And that's why they keep SOE Live small.
No,
Flattus, quick question.
Yes.
Question. Totally off the fly.
Sure.
If somebody were to just give you a ticket, could you figure out how to get there?
Welcome into the Sunday.
I'm pretty sure I can Google map a car drive up there. Yeah, I can figure out how to get to Vegas.
Okay, guys, quick question. If say EverCast had like if we show up and I mean obviously we're gonna be there, but would anybody like to see us podcast from SOE Live?
They do the
talked
player
about that.
panels. We can maybe sign up to do a player panel when the time comes around.
I would love to do like a EverQuest Next podcasting panel. That would be nice. Like, especially like since there are a few of us that do EverQuest Next podcasts, we can like kind of meet with other podcasters and sit down and talk.
They had some sort of panel like that last year, but it wasn't exactly about I forget. I know that there was one that I was initially interested in going to, and then I decided against it, and that was the YouTube, how to monetize YouTube. Because it's like, I like making the podcast, but I don't want to make it a job. But I think that, yeah, if there is a podcast panel, I definitely want to be in on it.
Oh, hi.
Same here.
I forgot.
So really.
Sorry. Sorry, real quick. I wanted to mention real quick. Hey, I will be guest starring, and I totally forgot, and I forgot to tell these guys. I will be on Horde House in early January, guest starring as on their podcast. They do all things. They do online. They do everything online gaming. So I will be talking about Warcraft and Hearthstone online gaming. Also, we'll be talking about Landmark. Cool. They haven't had anybody out there talking about Landmark or EverQuest Next, and I will be their first guy out there. Yeah, so I will tweet that out as soon as that comes. And I want to let everybody know, Horde House at hordehouse.com. I will be guest starring on that show in January. I'll let everybody know when. Surprise!
Don't forget to plug us. Yeah,
I will not.
With the EverCast contract you signed, Flattus, don't forget any other podcast.
I plugged this last night.
Every minute and 30 seconds, you have to say, "I love EverCast."
I know. I plugged this last night. I was on a show last night, but it wasn't a gaming show. It was just on a different podcast, and
That's very cool.
I plug us all the time. Don't worry.
Well, we're out of time, folks. I mean, we have 2 minutes left. If anyone has any last remarks.
Kyla said something. I interrupted her with my thing.
Oh yeah.
Go.
Kyla doesn't remember.
Oh.
Yes, I do.
Yay!
Wow. Holy crap. Somebody asked where Flattus was located, and somebody might have answered it, but Shuina and Flattus both live in Florida. Obviously, Tanlin and I are married, so we try to live in the same house at least 2/3 of the year. And we live in Southern California. I don't know where Tobrin lives, or not Tobrin.
Andrew lives in the Andoran compound in the middle of nowhere. He's not going to tell us.
I think it's in the Rockies somewhere, if I remember the conversation.
Inside the mountain.
What's that?
Washington State, a little ways south of Seattle.
Oh, are you kidding?
Hate you.
You're my favorite person.
Wow.
I want to go back home so bad.
We used to, yeah. You're gonna make me cry now. I miss Seattle so much.
and to address people in the pod, yes, I was blushing. Listen, I got gall. All right, I'll take my chances. She could have said, "Hey, I'll talk to you later." That could have meant nothing, or she blocked me on Twitter. Could have been one or two things.
She is a pretty lady.
She's a very pretty lady.
Understand.
Listen, she's a pretty lady.
If I weren't married, I would totally be hitting on her.
She's a pretty lady, and she would probably kill me with her Vanu character in PlanetSide 2 multiple times.
Are we still hitting on Luperza? Is that what's going on?
No.
No.
I'm giving her compliments.
Oh my gosh. Well,
on her gaming ability.
Anyway, I'm embarrassed for you guys.
Wow.
That wraps up episode 10 of
Okay,
the
so
EverCast
at least I wasn't hitting on Dave or something. Just the kitty. Yeah.
I guess we can announce Andoran's been working on a theme song for us. We're working on a new intro, and so you guys will hear it very soon. We don't have anything for you yet. What are we? Creepercast. What?
What?
Stalking the developers.
No, whoa, too far. We're not Creepercast. Hold on.
That's not
That's
a
a-
good hashtag.
Creepercast, I'm pretty sure, is a Minecraft podcast about creepers.
Oh my god, wouldn't that be epic? But that just means that we hug you and blow up.
Yeah, I go.
Well, I think we should give our guest of honors the camp down tonight. Thank you all for joining us.
Yep, and it'll be up on YouTube later tonight or tomorrow morning.
Oh yeah, and be sure to like our social media. Follow us on Twitter. That's EverCast_show. We do have a Facebook now, so be sure to look us up. Like us on Facebook. We've been trying to do more of a forum-based conversation on Facebook, but we don't have too much interaction yet.
Yep. Oh, and guys, if you're on Facebook and you do follow us, there's a nifty little box that says invite people. So if you know somebody
Yeah.
out there that's like maybe getting into like podcasts or into gaming, share them out to us. I mean, it can't hurt. I mean, the more people we get here, the better off everything's going to be.
And don't forget, we are back on January 12th. You all enjoy your holidays. Happy New Year to everyone, and we hope you have a great time. Don't freeze to death if
Yeah,
it's snowing.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, or
However you choose to celebrate.
Happy Christmas, Hala, Kwanzaa, or whatever.
Happy
it is.
Frostfell. How about that?
Happy
Yeah.
Frostfell.
Happy Frostfell.
Well,
All right, Andor, go ahead and camp us out.
Camping in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.